Welcome to everyone. This is our first in a series of video blogs. We're going to start with a common question that we get from our customers about, what do we actually show the external auditors to help demonstrate conformance? We'll follow that up with a couple of blogs about a reasonably new standard, ISO 45001, the Safety Management Systems standard, and then we have a series of blogs around planning and conducting an effective audit within a business. Common question we get from our customers, particularly if they're new to the audit process, external audit process, is what do we actually show the auditors? They're going to come into our business. From some staff, there can be a bit of nervousness about the process. What do we actually show them? I do external audits, certification audits. Auditors' role is they are going to audit you against whatever management system standard you're trying to meet, food safety, quality, environment, any of those ISO management system standards. So they can audit you against the particular standard, as well as your system procedures that help, let's stick with the quality example, your quality management system procedures and your related operational procedures as well. Now for external auditors, it's a process where they need to gather objective evidence, facts essentially. In doing so, their four key sources of evidence are going to be records, by interviewing staff, by making observations of workplace activities, as well as some related documentation. So if we've got a bit of an understanding particular requirements they are going to audit you against, the standard, your own procedures, and against those requirements in the standard. They can only really determine a finding of conformance or non-conformance based on objective evidence, and this is the key sources of evidence they're going to be looking for. Now, if we break that down a little bit more for your senior managers or leadership team, what are they likely to be audited against? Particularly, I've drawn up the ISO management systems model here. Yes, a focus for when auditors need to interview senior management, they are going to be looking at the leadership clauses in the related standard. We have functional responsibilities in a management capacity as well. So if we have some operational management responsibilities, if we're involved in resource allocation, HR and training management, or even in Section 8 in engagement of contractors or procurement, yes, as a manager we can be audited against our functional responsibilities where there's a related clause in the standard as well. For operational staff, most of the auditing is going to be out in the workplace against the operational processes and tasks staff perform. Come back to that core question, what do I actually show the auditor? For operational staff, really good approach is offer to demonstrate what you do and how you do it. So the auditor can observe what you're doing. Very often that answers a lot of the questions they would have. You can show them records where records are actually required within your process, but it's pretty much going through your normal work activities, explaining what you do and how you do it to the auditor. I would say for staff in that kind of role, it's absolutely not a job assessment. The auditor's role is to really look at how your work task or your processes are planned and managed and supported by your system. So it's not a job assessment of you. You don't need to be nervous. A couple of other common questions we get about the audit process. One of them is, well, what if I'm asked to demonstrate part of the process or one of the work activities that I don't actually perform? Now that's absolutely fine. Auditors are well trained. The advice is basically let the auditor know, communicate it to the auditor or perhaps your compliance management personnel that this particular step in the task I don't actually do, and get them redirected to the people who do perform that step. It's not really worth trying to answer questions about parts of the process you're not actually that aware of. A second question we get is, we've had the auditors out and we didn't understand some of their questions, and I see organisations sell themselves a little bit short. If they'd understood the question better, they would have been able to provide a lot more evidence. Auditors are very, very open. If you don't understand the question, let the auditor know. Ask them, can they rephrase that, or can you give me an example of what you're looking for? Auditors are totally fine with that. No, we absolutely encourage that. The other little tip as well, particularly operational processes, take them through the process, but deal with a current example. If we've got a batch going through a manufacturing plant, a current batch, walk them through how that's been set up. Always work with a current example. That works really well for the auditor as well. There is a little bit of a takeaway out of today's video. On our resources page is we actually have a PowerPoint presentation. If you want to use this to coach your staff about the audit process and what they can expect, you're welcome to download and use that. Thanks for listening. Our next video, yes, we're going to be having a look at how does ISO 45001 affect our organisation if we are already certified or have a management system built around the Australian New Zealand standard 4801. If you like this video, then hit the like button below. Why not even share it with your friends? Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Appreciate you listening and keep an eye out for our next video.